Yeah, exactly. I think he's got that right. He just mentioned in chat another Enigma. So, but I'll thank you very much for at least letting us know that there's a problem, and we'll figure out what's going on. Thanks, Tom. N7MQ. What was that? I didn't hear. Oh, hey, Steve. Yeah, WD9GET is not making it through the transcoder. Everyone's hearing him on D-Star, but I'm not hearing him on the DMR side, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay, I'll log into the server here real quick and see if things are running, and I'll get back to you. N7MQ. All right, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. All right, let's continue on down the log. Let's see, Robert was in and out. Will, W4WWM, you're up to bat.
Oh, okay. Real good. Sorry about the trouble that we may be having. Steve, I'm sure he'll get to the bottom of it. Kobe, and else guys around. But we were talking about DRATs, and we were running before the merge here, before the merge of the Aquanet area. We were running DRAT servers across the Delta channel of XRF 757 Charlie, or 757 Delta rather. And I guess the only capability they gave was to expand those to merge their DRATs server into the network, so it will be expanded. Something just like the guys out there, I believe you said the base station is running on a DCS reflector, but at one time we were running DRATs across XRF 757 Delta, and it worked very well. So what that did was expanded the DRATs network on the by way of the reflector. A lot of them are doing it, and it gives it a little bit more footage. W4WWM, back to you, Jeff. That's about all I got.
Oh yeah, I have to agree. That's a good way to go, and that's exactly what they're doing over at BCF001Q. At least what they're experimenting with. But I'm not sure how much data that would use, so it is worth looking into for sure. Well, good to hear you, Will. Glad to hear you on the mic now more often after your move, for sure. All right, Tom, N7TAE, stand by. Ralph, VA6RHG. Good evening, Ralph. Over to you. VA6RHG. Mostly still sopping up all this information. Haven't been playing the game very long, but interested in learning and interested in some of the details. Having a good week here. We put up with some plus 41 on Friday, which for equal count south, that's about 105, 106. So that's a little out of the normal range for us. So I have to admit I'm dragging my feet a bit today, but hopefully back into the mid-90s for next week. I'm sort of spreading myself over, and I enjoy Easter and getting into the DRATs and some of the digital stuff, and I'm just dabbling with HF at the same time. So we entertain evenings and weekends, and I am enjoying it. Nothing else constructive to add to the net. So back to you, VA6. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the temperatures are a little much sometimes. I don't mind the heat all that much. I would much rather have it warm, have it in the 90s than the minus 40s that we sometimes get. But anyway, good to hear you, Ralph. Thanks for checking in. N5JLB, stand by. Tom, you're up. M7. Go.
Hey everybody, hope you're having a good weekend. I'm interested in DRATs, but I'm not going to do anything until somebody offers me a version that will run on Linux. I hope they're working toward that. I try to avoid using Windows in the radio room, and I like to do everything with Linux, so I hope those guys are working on a version that will be compatible with a real operating system. Back to you, Jeff, N7TAE.
Well, Tom, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they have it in the Ubuntu, one of the Ubuntu repositories. You take a look at DRATs, and I think you can download it and either just get the source file or source code and compile it yourself, or I believe you can get a DEB package to just install it right into your Linux. So yeah, no problem. Oh, as a matter of fact, Chuck N3WZR just mentioned in the chat room that he's running Linux right now with no issues. N3WZR, if you don't mind talking a little bit about the where Tom can get the Linux version, I would appreciate it.
Hello, Jeff and everybody, N3WZR. Yep. As a matter of fact, I just put the new Ubuntu on yesterday. Actually, have your port EDF reloaded in and loaded everything in for me. And in the midst of doing this, he knew I wanted DRATs, and he put it on here. The DEB package is out there, so I would do a search on DRATs Linux, and the DEB package is out there, and I've got it running on the new Ubuntu 18 point whatever it is LTS, and that's what I'm using right now, and it works just fine.
Oh, excellent. Now, out of curiosity, is it just the DRATs, does it have DRATs repeater, or is it just the regular software available? Or I'm just kind of curious if you get everything in the DEB package.
Okay, I got DRATs, I got DRATs map downloader, and I got DRATs repeater.
Fantastic. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. And I saw Keith key up, I believe, WD9GET. Are you, try it again. I think I might be able to hear you now. Oh, maybe not. If he keyed up, I'm not hearing him still. Anyway, thank you very much, Chuck. I appreciate you commenting that the Linux version is available. All right, N5JLB. I'm not sure if you were checking in or if you were just joining the conversation. If so, please, over to you. This is VE6 TV.
Yeah, Jeff, thanks. This is N5JLB, Jack. Appreciate that. I was trying to get on the DMR side. I wasn't hearing anything, and so I keyed up to activate the talk group. So that's then right after that, we got started, so I didn't get a chance to say anything. Yeah, I'm really interested in DRATs. I am signed in, but I don't know that I'm in a chat room with anybody. I don't see you there, so I'm not sure how to operate this stuff. But I'm very interested. I've got some learning to do. Over.
Oh yeah, no problem. Did you grab the direction, or did you follow the directions that I posted on the Facebook page? That shows you which RAT selector that we are all currently using.
I did not see on the Facebook page. I do see that I am connected to ve6dv.dlns.net, and in the past I thought that's what we had used, but no, I'll check out the Facebook page and see if it can provide me some more useful information. Over.
Yeah, that's the right one. I don't see you here, though. Yeah, you can either use ve6dv.delta.november.sierra.net, or you can also use, my call sign ve6dv at ratflector.com, and that would work for you as well. So, but yeah, I don't see you in the list. I just pinged all stations as well. So, and I see VA6RC is there. So, hello, Randy. Good to see you joining us as well. Yeah, give it another try and see if you get any error messages. And if not, go ahead and hang around after the net. I'm going to be talking with Bill, trying to get him squared away as well. So, all right. Next on the list, Lee, WB4QOJ, stand by. Jason's up, G8JWU. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Jeff. Good evening to the net. Hey, you didn't give me a warning. You were going to call me up on the next round. You caught me with my pants down there. Well, I have to be honest. I'm very new to DRAPS, and so this is why I get onto some of these nets, is to gain some new knowledge and learn about some other things that are going on out there with digital radio in general. So that being said, I have to be honest. I'm sitting back here listening and trying to understand DRAPS, and I think we jumped in kind of knee high, and I'm very green, so I'm trying to fill in the blanks and trying to understand what's going on here. So that being said, Jeff, I'll turn it back to you. Appreciate it. KAJW.
All right, am I back in there? Please call. Please let me know if I'm into the Quadnet array, V6dv.
V6dv, KAJW, you're back in there now.
Sounds good. I think I might have been just a little quick on the key. I apologize, Jason. I didn't mean to just throw it to you out of the blue. Don't like to blindside people, but I think I just got a little distracted previously. But good to hear you. If you have any questions about DRAPS, feel free to drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to help you out in any way that I can. L, K4, DJL, stand by. You're going to be right after Lee, WA4, QOJ. Good evening, Lee. WB4 QOJ, are you still with us? Okay, nothing heard. Steve, WA4CLA, stand by. We're going to be right after L, K4, DJL. Good evening once again, L. Okay, nothing heard from Al. I think he did say that he was needing to step away, so no problem. Chuck, N3WZR, stand by. WA4CLA, over to you, Steve.
Good evening, everybody on the net. First time I checked in on DRM, and just got a jumbo spot and a TYT radio, trying to figure all that out, but I wasn't sure what the net was about, but learning about DRAD tonight sounds like. But we'll just stand by and listen. Go ahead and check out with you, and wanted to check in and see how the radio was and see what the net was all about.
Well, fantastic. Well, welcome to DMR. Welcome to the Digital Voice Mode. Yeah, we eat here every Saturday, 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we have different topics. We've got, of course, tonight is DRATS. In the very near future, we're going to have a guest speaker to give a primer. For those of you that are kind of curious about DMR or who are brand new to the mode, might be able to get you up to speed and answer some of the questions that you might have. But yeah, welcome aboard. Great to hear you. Out of curiosity, which radio did you get, and what do you think of it?
The TYT 2017, and I'm enjoying it. Finally got a code plug from somebody around, and I just built on it. I just recently got some DM 380s, a couple of those off of eBay, fairly cheap. I'm waiting on a program cable, probably coming this week, and make sure they're both working. One of them just was plain radio, no antenna or battery pack, so I'm going to make sure it works okay. And if it works okay, I'll go to the Huntsville Hamfest and maybe get an accessory or two for them. Trying to figure out how to put on 2 jumbo spots on different frequencies. I tried to program my 2 digital contacts in there, and it wouldn't let me do it in my radio. I just want to bring them up, be able to bring them up separately on both radios. But that other net you're talking about probably would be better for explaining all that. WA4CLA. AC7, yeah, check in.
All right, let's try this again. Yeah, just was told that I was not in there. Am I back in the array?
Yeah, WA4CLA.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm keying up too quickly. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, gentlemen. I get a little excited, I think, and I get a little ahead of myself. But anyway, one of the things that I wanted to comment on or ask you is, you're wanting to monitor multiple talk groups. Are you wanting to hear them both at the same time, or are you just looking to be able to monitor a talk group once it gets busy?
I had that in mind, maybe monitoring both 2 at the same time, but one reason I was going to put them on different frequencies, so if I had it on at the house and I drive up in the car with it on, they don't get in a loop like I've heard them do on tax in and locks up the frequency.
Yeah, that'll definitely happen. Oh, okay. I was thinking that you were going to have, say, 2 sitting side by side. I didn't realize that one was going to be mobile and one was going to be in the house. So, yeah, that's a good plan as well. What I was going to say is one of the things that you can do is you can go do a quick Google search for Brandmeister Self-Care. You can log in and actually configure your hotspot from there once you're set up, and you can set up multiple static talk groups. For instance, you can put in 31012 if you want to monitor the QuadNet array, or you can, put in TAC 310. If you put in TAC 310 in the static talk group, it's always going to get, it's very busy, so nothing else is going to get through. But, some of the others you can certainly throw in there, and I wouldn't put too many, because then your hotspot will just get overrun. But it's something that you can consider doing. I leave this as a static talk group as well, and I think that might be something that you'd want to have a look at. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I got to thinking about that. If I did put them even on different frequencies, I would only have the one connection with the brand master, I guess, server, and I'd be changing from one to the other on both, even though I had both of them going.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to learn, but I think you're going to get there. But feel free to ask any questions. And N5JLB, welcome to the chat room. I see you on the server. Good to welcome aboard. Yeah, if you have any questions at all about DMR, or feel free to send me an email. I'm fairly new, so I can certainly give you an answer that'll confuse the heck out of you. If not, maybe point you in a direction to where you can find the answer. But really nice hearing you tonight, and hopefully you'll be back and hear you throughout the week. Keith, WD9GET, stand by. Hopefully you're back and running. N3WZR, over to you, talking. Good evening.
Well, good evening, Jeff, and everybody else on the net. This has been fun. I'm trying to fix one computer, trying to keep DRADs up on another screen, and finally got my Chromebook running as well. So I've been listening to the net and trying to do all these things at one time. I'm confused. Anyhow, I did put the link up for DRAD's Ubuntu Linux. Actually, it not only has Ubuntu, but it has a lot of the other flavors of the Debian-based Linux products out there for the DRADS package to be able to compile and install for our Linux friends. Like I said, I'm running that here now, and it works just fine. And other than that, I don't have a whole lot else. I will say that if anybody hears W4EDF in there, Ed, and you have questions about Linux and DRADS, he's the guy that got me working. So that'd give you an idea. I'd go with him. So back to that control, V60V and 3WZR.
Oh, outstanding. Yeah, that's good to know. Well, thank you very much, Chuck. Appreciate that little bit of information, and also thank you for posting the link on the Facebook page. I'll have to take a look at that as well. I'm probably going to end up doing dual boot again, so I'll have Linux in the ham shack shortly, probably in the next day or two. Let's see if Keith is back, if I'm able to hear him. WD9GET. Let's give it another test. This is VE6TV.
Well, with any luck, I should be getting in on DMR. How's that? WD9GET.
Perfect. Yeah, hearing you fine on DMR. Did you want to try DStar and see if you're making it through the transcoder?
I hear myself come through on DMR, or on the DMR radio.
Okay, I didn't hear anything here. Did you say that you were able to hear yourself coming through from DStar to DMR?
Jeff, Katie4IZ. I heard both of his transmissions, both modes. I don't know what's going on. I'm listening on the D-Star side at the moment.
Okay, thanks, Jack. I appreciate it. Yeah, it sounds like I just saw he came across and said he's not, at least in the chat room, and said that he's not coming through on D-Star. So, but I did hear him fine on DMR. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully, Steve will be able to look at the logs and get that figured out. Well, anyway, Keith, since you got a DMR radio sitting there, let me go ahead and hand it over to you. See how your week is going. WD9GET VE6DV.
Okay, WD9GT, I got in this time. I've got another talk group that comes in, and that's been active, and that's been blocking me getting in on this one, but right now I've got it. Anyway, appreciate the discussion. Been fun to listen to. I've played a little bit with DRATs on the southeast WeatherNet, and that's been about it other than just some playing with it. So this area of the country here in South Texas around Houston is very DMR or D-Star unfriendly currently, so trying to fix that anyway. All right, 7-3 guys. Thanks for working the problems, and maybe someday we'll figure out how to get this going. WD9GT.
All right, Keith, sounds good. Sorry we're having the issues, but I'm sure Steve will be able to figure out what's going on. All right, well, that's the bottom of my list, and this has been a long time since I've asked for check-ins. Let's see if anyone else would like to join the net this evening. If so, please call now. This is VE6DV, and this is the D-Star Users Multimode Digital Voice Net.
AC7DS.
November 4, Juliet Alpha Papa.
Before WWM reject.
Okay, I just told him I'm not making it. Maybe I need to restart my my hotspot. Sorry about this, guys. AC7DS got you in there. Good evening, David. N4JAT John got you in there as well. And W4WWM is a recheck. Good evening again. AC7DS, over to you. Good evening.
Well, good evening. You guys have been having a lot of conversation about D-Star or DRATs. And I took on a little project, I thought, where I was going to fix the WinLink log-on issue. DRATs is written in Python 2.7 to be specific. And I use Python 3.9, so or 3.6, so I have found that, maybe it's 3.7 now, I have found that there is a huge number of differences between 2.7 and 3.6. Anyway, the long-running question is there a Linux version out there? And the answer is, it's written in Python to run on all three platforms equally well, and it is written to run on all three platforms. While you're out there searching around, look for the DRAT daily download. Search on the daily download, and it's a Python package that you have to have on your computer. You have to have Python 2.7 on your computer. And it'll run just fine on whatever system you've got, because I run Linux. I don't do Windows. My wife doesn't do Windows. The whole family doesn't do Windows because everybody does Linux for everything. And it runs fine. And I know I bring mine up, but right now I'm excited with what I'm doing in my Python development environment. So I'm not running DRATs right this second, but it's quite a complicated program, I'm finding out. and I'm finding out that the differences between 2.7 and 3.6 in Python are just OMG. I cannot believe this. I'm ending up rewriting a lot of the classes in DRATS just to get them to work in 3.6, and that was a lot more than I signed up for. But the file does come with DRATS. It comes with the repeater, the rat selector repeater, and it comes with the mapping map downloader. And they all work flawlessly in 2.7. They do not work in 3.6. And I'm working to fix that. Anyway, back to that, A27GS.
All right, Dave. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yeah, as a matter of fact, Chuck, N3WZR, a few minutes ago, posted a link for the install package for the Linux version of DRAT in the Facebook group. So I totally agree. I really am a big fan of Linux as well. Currently, I'm just on Windows, so I just had to reformat and reinstall, but I will be dual boot again shortly. Good to hear you tonight. Thanks for joining us. John, over to you. N4JAP. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. N4JAP. John in Ringgold, Georgia. I'm going to the W4RRG repeater on Lookout Mountain C module. I just happened to hear this on, so sounds like an interesting discussion. And just curious what the net is, and I heard some people are coming through DMR as well. So just curious what I'm hearing, and enjoying the conversation. Kind of multitasking between this and one other digital voice repeater. So back to the control. I'm sorry, VE6, and I don't remember the rest of the call, N4JAP.
Yeah, no problem at all, John. Yeah, we meet here this is the, I should say what this is. This is the D-Star Users Multimode Digital Voice Net. We meet here each Saturday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time on the QuadNet Array. We usually cover various topics, discussions. Tonight it's DRAT. In the future, we're going to have DMR, DMR 101 or a DMR primer. So it'd be great to have you join us. Look forward to hearing you again. And that is the bottom of the list. And I think that was the only question that you have. Let's see if anyone else would like to check in. If you'd like to join us, please call now. This is V6DV.
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Radio.
Well, good evening, Dale. KD4. All right, got the D-Star working again. KD4 CVR. Dale, good evening. Over to you. How are you tonight?
Hey, good evening. We're just sitting here trying to play radio. And actually bring the Yaesu Fusion over to I guess the Pi Star with a Mega board, and I can't think what's it. It's an old D-Star. I've had the Pi-Star for a long time, but kind of repurposed it with using some other modes, and then come across this Pi-Star thing several months back. So I saw in here I guess a bridge on the thing to go from Fusion to DMR. I realize you all are talking D-Star, and I've got several D-Star radios. I was trying to find the reflector you're on that way, but anyway, interesting topic while I'm sitting here punching buttons and want to say hello, and it sounds like an interesting net. Over to you, KD4CVR.
Well, welcome aboard. Yeah, we are currently on the QuadNet Array, which is, of course, Brandmeister Talker 31012, or, of course, you can go directly to XLX 307 and get in through Talker 6 there. But yeah, the QuadNet array consists of multiple smart groups and D-star reflectors as well as DMR. That's transcoded over to DMR, so it's multi-mode. If you'd like to read a little bit about what QuadNet is, head over to openquad.net. Openquad.net. You can read all about the QuadNet array and what it brings to the operating position. Well, good to hear you. Thanks for joining us. We also have W4WWM with a recheck. I think you might have had something else to add. So, Will, over to you. Good evening.
Well, nothing. I just recognized a station called WA4CLA, and his question concerning I was working at a station along with his brother, WA4FYN, and the station is still listening. As that's Steve, WA4CLA. And I did receive an email from them earlier in the week, and just now beginning to look at it, and wanted them to get in contact with me by email. Let's try to establish a different channel. I can probably work with them on that code plug that he was talking about earlier, and to help him out on both him and his brother now have the TYT 2017, and would like to help him out there as much as I can. So if Steve is still listening, I just wanted to pass that information through the net control. When the net is over, let's try to get together and establish another channel that we can talk on, so we wouldn't interfere with the rest of the guys here. Back to you, net control, W4WW.
All right, well, sounds good. M7MQ, did you copy?
Yeah, I did. I didn't catch everything. It sounds like he wants to just meet up on the radio when the net's over.
That's the wrong Steve. The Steve I was talking about was WA4CLA. WA4CLA.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Steve, disregard. WA4CLA, are you still there? All right, nothing heard. Hopefully he will have heard your message and we'll be able to join you on the air. Well, thanks for jumping in there. All right, that's all I've got. That's all that's on my list. Let's see if there's any additional check-ins tonight. If so, please call out. It's V6DV. This is the D-Star User's Multimode Digital Voicemail.
KV1 WID. Tim, Deerfield, New Hampshire.
Hey, good evening, Tim. Over to you. How are things tonight?
Pretty excited. I just kind of flipped to the channel, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? I hear about it. And I'm hearing for the first time, I guess, of hearing people on, are you on DMR? Back to you.
Originally I was on DMR, but the radio was getting a little hot, so I switched over to D-Star. So I'm on D-Star currently, but I was running the net initially on DMR.
Okay, I guess you guys are getting ready to wrap this up, so information about the net. When do you hold the net, and are there people talking on this channel all the time, or
A little information for me, please. KB1WID.
No problem. Yeah, we meet here each Saturday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And what you're on is that you're on the QuadNet Array. The Array is basically a group of QuadNet smart groups, D-Star reflectors, as well as DMR talk groups. For instance, Brandmeister 31012. And it's all linked together. And it's probably one of the most active systems outside of the regular D+ on D-Star. And I'm not too sure what that would equate to on DMR, but it's a pretty active system. So you're certainly welcome to come by anytime and join us.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'm just wondering if I get on there during the day and put my call out there, will somebody from DMR come back to me?
Yeah, probably. It's pretty rare that I'll throw my call sign out and somebody doesn't come back. There's usually somebody listening almost any time, day or night. And it'll be either on DMR or on D-Star since it's cross-linked. Who knows who will come back to you.
Oh, okay, well, this is great. Yeah, I haven't been very active. I've had the D-Star radio for a while, but I just started to get into it, and so a lot of this is all new. I just got a hotspot up and running in the last week, and so I'm in exploration mode right now, and I'm on this, and wow, okay, and so, all right, I've got information. I've got a little bit to run on. I thank you much. I'll take that and deal with it. And I'll join into that next Saturday night and do a whole lot of things. Back to you. This is Tim in Deerfield, New Hampshire.
Okay, looks like I'm making it through this time. I just switched back over to DMR to give you an idea on what the DMR side sounds like. And welcome aboard. Hope to hear you again. And I also saw there was another station that keyed up. I missed the call. I do apologize. And so I will send it back over to the other. I think it was KEAWU that keyed up. If so, go ahead.
Net Control, this is KE8JW for a comment. I think it might have got stepped on there. I'm not quite sure if you heard me there. I didn't want to just jump in.
Yeah, no problem. Go right ahead, Jason.
Yeah, this is KE8JW. Yeah, well, in regards to keying up on this on the QuadNet, I try to check into this pretty regularly, and sometimes I'm successful, and you know, and I definitely like to see more traffic on this channel. So yeah, absolutely. I'm always listening here, as well as I'm sure other people. So look forward to making more contacts on the QuadNet Array. That's it. Just want to throw it out there that there are people listening on this in this zone here. So KAJW. Back to that.
Oh, thank you very much, Jason. Yeah, I appreciate that. And for sure, there's quite a few people that are listening. One of the things that you can do to kind of get an idea on the number of people that are listening, we break for 10. All right, yeah, looks like I'm getting in there. Yeah, one of the things that you can do is head over to the openquad.net website, and once there, you can take a look at the various reflector dashboards that are all part of the array. And when you click on each dashboard, you can see who's connected to it. So, for instance, if you head over to XLX 307, the dashboard for that one, you can see there's about a half dozen or so stations
that are linked in. And then, of course, 757, there's always a lot of people listening to that. Let me look at that one. The XRF 757 dashboard is, there's quite a few people connected there as well. Not a ton, but not too bad. Let's see. I guess I hope I go to the right one. Yeah, XRF 757. Yeah, we've got, I don't know, probably about 25 or more stations that are linked there. And of course, who knows how many people are monitoring on DMR. So there's always someone to talk to. So just get on here, throw out your call sign, and see if it comes back for sure. Well, good to hear you tonight, Tim. Welcome to the Quad Net Array. Great to hear you. Anyone else wanting to check in? Please call now. This is Z688. This is the D-Star Users Multi-Mode Digital Voice Net.
0HDU with a reject. Okay, 0HDU.
Go ahead, Bill. KE0HDU V680.
Okay, Jeff, one quick additional comment to what you were just saying there. Having used D-Star for some time and now just getting over to the DMR, I've used it quite a bit the last week. One thing I've noticed is when it gets later in the evening, the D-Star tends to die out, not as many users on that, but the DMR seems to pick up more late in the evening. So if the individual is running multi-modes like a lot of us do, when things quiet down on D-Star, shift over to DMR. Works great. K0HDU.
Well, that's the thing about the Quad Net Array. It doesn't matter if you're on D-Star or if you're on DMR. You'll hear activity across both networks. 31012 or any of the smart groups or reflectors.
Okay, E0HD returning. Roger that. I do a lot of the D plus side, Reflector 1 Charlie and 6 and some of those. But like I say, those pretty much die out, when it gets middle of the evening, for us here, in our time zones. But the DMR with the international groups and also this one tend to pick up. So there, like we said, there's always someone around, if not on one of the joint ones, the individual ones that, like I say, DMR seems to pick up later at night when D-Star dies out. Over.
Okay, that's all. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the comment. It's certainly something to consider for sure. All right, let's open it up again. Any additional comments, questions, last-minute check-ins before we close things down? Anything at all? Please call now. This is V6DV. Hey, go ahead, David. NL2DRM, how are you?
Yeah, Jeff, I just wanted to say thanks for chairing the event tonight, this afternoon. Thanks for actually taking the time and organising it and coordinating it all. So that's cheers from me. Over.
Oh, thanks, David. That's very kind. I really appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. It does take some time, but it seems like the more time I put into it, and I think it's that way with anything that's worthwhile, the more time one puts in to get out of it personally. And just being and talking with everybody on the digital modes, on D-Star, DMR, is really incredible. I made some amazing friends, and I really appreciate everyone that takes the time to stop in and say hello during the net. And wow, I don't know if you guys heard that, but you just got a nice little pop of thunder.
It almost sounds like something might have gotten hit fairly close, but the lights stayed on, so I'm kind of happy. Anyway, back over to you, L2DR of B60.
All right, that's all I wanted to say. I'm done for now. I'll head back to you.
All right, sounds good. Well, anyway, we got a storm brewing. Sounds like something may have been hit. So I think what I'm going to do is one last call for any comments or last minute check-ins. I think I'm going to start unplugging equipment. This is B6TV. All right, nothing further. This will conclude this week's D-Star Users Multi-Mode Digital Voice Net. I'd like to thank the Quadnet admins for allowing us to use the array of smart groups and reflectors as well as DMR Talk Group. I'd also like to encourage everyone to not only join us each Saturday for the net, but also stick around to use the system during the week. The Quadnet team has put a lot of work into making the array what it is today, and I think you'll find it a great place to call home. Thanks to everyone that participated tonight. If you're keeping score, we had a total of 28 check-ins, and the net, I'm not sure what time it is. It is 7:36, so almost 2 hours. We went just a little shy of 2 hours this evening. So thank you to everyone that participated and taking time away from your Saturday to stop in and say hello. So I will now return the smart groups, reflectors, and Brandmeister Talk Group back to their normal amateur use. This is V6DV Clear. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.
For WWM, I had a message that I forgot to put out myself.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, for those who are listening, this is one of the messages. We will have a quiet booth up at the Hamfest, Seville Hamfest, and we wanted everybody to stop by if they're in the area. Me and myself and Tom, I'm W4WWM, and Tom is N7TAE. We both will be maintaining or monitoring the booth down there to talk about things Quadnet. So give an introduction of what we are all about and the network as well as more of the network operations. There will be a Quadnet booth up at the Huntsville Hamfest for those who are listening. And planning on coming over to the Huntsville, Alabama, and we hope to see everyone stop by and say hello there. We will be on the entry of the Hamfest. We have a booth right outside the entry of it, so you'll be able to easily spot us. W4WW. Back to you, Jeff. I should have sent you a message earlier, and should have put it out. Maybe you can post it on the net, on the D-Star Facebook page as well. W4WW.
Oh, yes, please. Definitely send it over. I'd appreciate that. And if you're wanting somebody to be some demos during the Hamfest, let me know. I'd be more than happy to make sure that I keep affordable with it. Anyway, gentlemen, Ernie Gags here. K0H2U, Bill, I see you're on the rest sector. Good to see you. Thank you very much for letting me know. And Jack, I think N5JLB was also wanting to for some help. I'll do it quickly. Hopefully we won't lose too much. We won't lose power. But I appreciate you letting me know, Bill, so welcome aboard. And thank you. JLB, Jack, are you still around? Be succeeding.
Hey, this is N5JLB. I'm here. Let's say, hey, Jeff, don't risk your gear. If you got a thunderstorm going on, I completely understand. So don't risk your gear to hang out and help me. So we can do that another time if necessary. Over.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. If there's any way that we can get on a little bit later. If you'd like, drop me an email, and we'll set a time. We'll get on the air, and I'll see if I can talk you through getting on the RAS selector. It's really not that difficult. I think you're probably just missing one or two steps, and probably my fault. It seems like a few other people were having some issues as well.
Thanks for running the net tonight. Get your gear all unplugged so you can stay safe. 5JLB, out.
All right, sounds good. I really appreciate it. N5JLB 73 for now. This is VE6DA.
W4, WWM, KD7C, you still there, Will? WWM. Hi, Will. This is Scott, KD7YT. We used to talk a while back when I was in Orland, and I just wanted to say hi. I've missed you and wanted to let you know I'm still here and kicking. Okay, I remember, I do remember, Scott, we're good that you're able to stay in contact, so it's really neat. That's what digital amateur radio is all about, maintaining contact, so that's real neat. So did you enjoy the net? Well, I listen to the net all the time, and I listen to this reflector all the time. And I also have some DMR. I haven't programmed the DMR talk group in here yet, but I've just thrilled to death that what you guys have done. It's been a phenomenal thing, and I just wanted to touch bases with you because it's been a while. Oh, yes, it has been, and definitely stay tuned because we got more coming, and definitely enjoy all the past QSOs we had on D-Star. Most of the time, you used to catch me in the mobile when I was coming home, and I always enjoyed the mobile because I was constantly testing the range of the mobile setup. Since then, I've sold that house and now moving into a new TTH in probably in about a month or two, and I'll get to set up my all my stations again. So I'll be back on the radio in the mobile, So look for me for more tests, D-Star and DMR. Anyway, appreciate it, Scott, and always good to hear you. And I'm glad you stay in tune with us and help us promote the QuadNet here. 73W4WW. Yeah, likewise. And I did the same thing. I sold my house in Orland, and now I live in Chico, and had a lot of changes happen. That's why I was out of the loop for a while. So I understand how that goes. I hope that the move goes well for you. And 73 to you, and I always listen. I have a hot spot that I can travel with mobile now, so I listen a lot. So if I hear you again, I'll jump in there and say hello. Take care, Will. Good to talk to you. 73, KD7YT. Actually, trying to modify the code plug so you can do those certain things on the 27. T1T 2017 W4WW.
Yeah, actually, I done turned it off. My brother, FYN's listening, but he can't talk for some reason. Something's going on with his system or something, but he let me know that you had called me. No, what I have is two different hotspots, and I was trying to put one on a different radio frequency, and I thought I had to put another digital ID in there for me for work, but I don't think that's the case. I redid my code plug and just marked it hotspot 2, and I haven't flashed the radio yet, but it might work like that. I don't know. I didn't want them to be on the same frequency, so if I leave the one on at the house and I get home and the other one's close by, I've heard it into a loop and locking the chat down for a little while in a loop. So I was trying to avoid that. WA4 CLA.
KEJW. Put them on a different frequency. Why do you have them on the same frequency? Question mark.
No, actually, that's what he's doing. He needs to put them on a different frequency. And I was going to tell him, Steve, that's a good job. I'll put them on different frequencies and work from there. And you are in the right network to do the experimentation, so you're not going to have any problem. What I was going to do is try to establish a channel we can talk on and further help you with all the ins and outs of it. Actually, create a tech channel for us all, so we can go and talk to those things like that, and get the experimentation going. W4WW.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. If you want to pick another one sometime, but I think I'm on the right track now. It should work.
Oh yes, yes indeed. Yes, we'll let you know a different talk group to chime into on 2017. In a few days, we're going to do some configurations, and we'll establish a tech channel, tech channel that we can do those things, and you would just be adding another talk group into the code club, and so we can make the jump, and so we wouldn't interfere with anyone else on the main channel here. But anyway, yeah, you are on the right track, and let's see how that works. And just change the frequencies on the hotspots, and that's a good start right there. W4WW.
All right. Well, thanks for hollering at me back, and we'll wait to hear what pack groups you come up with, and we need to clear from this one. That's fine, and we'll catch you later. WA4 CLA.
This is KEJW. Yeah, just for a comment on that. I just went through this recently with a second hotspot. So you want to be about, if you're going to put two of them on the air, you want to be at least 500 megahertz apart. And that's because your radio, even a low power, is you're right there in your backyard, so you gotta be pretty far apart. Plus, not to mention, you don't want to be interfering with anybody else. But 500 megahertz apart from one hotspot to the other, at least 500, if not plus than that. So KEJW, I'm clear.
Thanks a lot. 73 is WA4 CLA.
KAJW, Kilo Echo Lake Juliet Whiskey Uniform, standing by, listening on Quadnet.
WFY, 10 minutes. Firing up ERAPs. To update I wanted to update DREX for doing WinLink stuff. And I found out that the WinLink stuff is just the tip of the iceberg with this DREX program because it's written in Python. It was written in Python 2.7. And Python 2.7 and the 3.6 that I'm using, or 3.7, whatever it is now, are grossly different. And I can't do anything until I upgrade it to 3.6, which is just becoming a disastrous nightmare. Smith. And at the time, 2.7 was the latest and newest and greatest. But this is what got me so frustrated with Python in the first place. When Java makes changes, they keep it backwards compatible for a long time. Python hasn't been doing that. And they went from 2.7 to 3.6, and if you're running something in 2.7, you better have 2.7 installed. Or it won't run. It's pretty much that simple.
AW listening on the coordinate array.
No.
WA4FYN on Coordinate.
This is Kilo Echo Juliet Williams, KHJW.
V6DV testing 8 there.